Hi everybody, this is Kevin, and welcome back to another manga review. And today I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on Eden Zero Volume 22 from Hiro Mashima. So last time our heroes began their assault on the planet Lendard to face off against Ziggy once and for all. But of course, there are some new villains, part of the Oration Seis Galactica, featuring God Acnoella, who controls mechanical dragons, and is obviously a reference to Acnologia from Fairy Tail, so you gotta love Mashima with all his Easter eggs and callbacks. There's also Dead End Crow, who is this giant mech cyborg, and there's a history between him and Holy wants to be the one to defeat him. So some good stuff right there. There's also, last time Elsie fought Ziggy and got her ass kicked, and then Justice came and rescued her. And then Volume 21 ended on a cliffhanger with Shiki, Rebecca, Weiss, and Homura entering this Coliseum where they were confronted by the four Dark Stars: Wizard, Clown, Brigandine, and Killer, the counterparts to the four Shining Stars: Witch, Sister, Hermit, and Valkyrie. So we got some cool battles here, a great cover. I love Shiki's new design with the overdrive, because the first time we saw the color of it anyway, it was black and gray, but after the 3-year time skip, it's now black and green, and you see his one eye because he lost his eye in the battle against Shora not too long ago. Well, I guess 3 years ago now with the 3-year time skip. But yeah, he has a prosthetic eye, so when he goes into overdrive, it starts glowing like that. So some cool stuff. Let's get right to it. And another thing to note, you can make note of it as I go through it, but all the covers have like a flashback of young versions of the characters. So I thought that was cool. And we're approaching chapter 200, which will be in volume 23. And that's the chapter that answers a lot of questions, so stay tuned for that. But anyway, technically it's 6 verse 4, because if we factor in Pino and Happy. But it's 4-on-4, right? So they confront each other, and, Happy says, "Oh, you're a bunch of losers with no hearts. Hearts? We don't need hearts. We're stronger than you. We're superior beings." And Shiki's like, "Yeah, you need a heart to be friends. And even my friends, the androids, like, Witch, Sister, Hermit, they all have hearts too, and I'll make you believe it." So we get this scene from Killer where he sends them all to different areas in different dimensions. And this reminded me so much of Yukio from Bleach during the Fullbring arc with his PSP. If you've seen Bleach and the Fullbring arc, you know. But I don't know, it reminded me of that. So let me know if you thought that as well. So that's just for them to be separated so they can have one-on-one battles. There you go. So Weiss is going up against Killer, who is the counterpart to Hermit. And he's like this whole edgelord. "I am Killer, the brain of Edens. I will be killing you. Oh, I'm named Killer." Like, what an edgelord. Then you have Rebecca going up against Clown, who is the counterpart to Sister. And they're on this tightrope. We have Pino and Happy, who are captured over there. And Shiki, back at Grand Bell Kingdom, meeting his old friend Michael. And then we have Homura, look at this ass shot, my man Mashima. So Homura got up against Brigandine, who is the counterpart to Valkyrie, whereas Valkyrie was the sword, he's the armor, and him comparing himself to Valkyrie, she says the counterpart to Valkyrie because she was not only the motherly figure but her mentor, and Homura's not taking any of that nonsense. So it cuts over here to Dead End Crow, who, like I said, is just stomping around. We have the Eden Zero ship being piloted by Captain Connor, and there's also some other ships with Clean, Jin, and Laguna, who are distracting him, you see flying by, and then Holy in the mech suit. And again, like, Mashima's always done the fantasy adventure series, and it still continues here in a certain sense, but now we have giant mechs and spaceships. Look at this. This is so cool. I love it. So we see Holy, who comments, I commented on this a while ago too, but she comments on the battlesuits. "Your ship's battlesuits. You don't think they're too exposed in the chest area?" Like, yeah, the battlesuits. I said that last time. They got the heart-shaped boob window. But she's piloting the mech called Steel Sorceress 94, which that was Witch's title. So cool callbacks and a cool mech suit. So Shiki's talking to the fake version of Michael. He sees all his old friends from Grand Bell Kingdom, including Witch. And we know Witch is dead and, trying to play mind games of Shiki. And it says, "Stop it, it's an illusion." And the fake Witch, "Those silly little human hearts are your weakness. no, it's because I have a heart that I can do this. You won't fool me. And as he punches Witch, it's revealed that it's really Wizard. Right? And he's the counterpart to Witch, obviously. Can use all the different magic spells. And there you go. So, they're all battling. Again, man. Homura's ass. So, yeah. Shiki's pretty powerful after the 3-year time skip, so he's easily defending all of Wizard's attacks, using his gravity ether gear. And, yeah, lots of cool stuff. And he goes into his overdrive form, which, again, is so fucking badass. And you can see it in color right there. His horns, how it's green. And now the eye is, like, glowing like that. Magimech attack! Meteor breaker! And being the Wizard, he has Drain Ether, like Drain magic spell in Final Fantasy, where he's draining all Shiki's ether abilities. Battle dress, requip. Look at that pose. A human can never hope to defeat a machine. So he's drained enough of Shiki's ether gear to revert him back to his normal form. But as that happens, he sees like a flashback of both Witch and Wizard talking to each other. And then Shiki, you knew Witch? And there was something that they said early on in the series, how Ziggy erased their memories from a certain point. And he thinks back to that, not Homura, Hermit said that. And he's like, you had a history of Witch? What's the meaning of that? I don't need to know my history. All I know is my assignment to kill you. Lord Ziggy has his reasons. So he starts zapping away using lightning ether now. But Shiki says, if you were friends with Witch, I could be friends with you. It's a big difference to me. So now we have Rebecca on the tightrope, trying to gain her balance. But, as we know, cats have good balance, so she uses Cat Leaper and her overdrive to turn into the literal cat. So there you go, and you saw I thought I was going to show more, but the cat tail, with, again, another ass shot, catches her on the tightrope. So we got Weiss firing away at Killer. He's a hologram. Try and find me. Brigandine fighting Homura. Where, look at the size of this dude, and she's blocking it with her sword. I mean, she got knocked back a bit, but still. You cannot pierce my armor. So Shiki's like, man, how am I going to beat him? And he's trying one last attack. You see Shiki's eyes, and he does one last attack, powering up, and it takes out half his body there. And he's like, how'd you do it? Impossible, I drained all your ether. And then Shiki says, oh, only about a tenth. I knew I was going to face Ziggy, so I had to conserve some of my energy. So that's kind of smart. I mean, you thought, oh, he's absorbing all his power, but no, he's only using a tenth of his power. And so he defeats him with ease. But right before he dies, he says, it's just a theory. You think Ziggy knew he was going to go crazy, and that's why he wiped all your memories? A theory. Again, stay tuned for chapter 200. So, with that, it cuts over to Elsie, who was rescued by Justice, also known as James. Justice is like his code name. And she's all tattered from the battle. Oh my goodness. And says, you must atone for your crimes. You're going to stand trial. And Elsie's like, oh, kill me now. I learned that from Ziggy because, yeah, she fought Ziggy during like the Shura arc after his battle against, what was his name? Poseidon Nero. And she's like, I'll spare you for now. And then when she fought him in the last volume, she got her ass kicked. And she's like, oh, you have to kill your foes at their weakest. But Justice says, nope, I'm not doing it. And plus, we have reinforcements. And it's Feather, Eraser, and Cure are all coming into the battle. You can see like their ships joining. And it's like, everyone's fighting now. So there you go. And yeah, here's Rebecca with her overdrive. And again, look how cute she is, man. She's got the little whiskers, the cat ears. I love it, man. Look at her go. So she's able to balance on the tightrope and fight back against Clown. And there you go. And he's mocking her. Oh, you're weak. All you have is improved senses and speed. I will defeat you. So what if I'm weak? I knew what I was getting into when I decided to fight. I don't care how weak I am. I gotta help my friends. Yeah. So she's going to town. It cuts back over here to the Eden Zero ship, fighting against, not Draken Joe, Dead End Crow. There's so many characters, I gotta remember their names. And it shows Labilia how, if you remember, she made amends with Rebecca, and is like, oh no! You know, because she hears all the gunshots, so she's afraid. And then this weirdo, Couch Po. So she checks on Rebecca's last post for B-Cube, and she says, you know, I gotta go, followers. I have important business to take care of, and hopefully I'll be back streaming soon. And you see all Rebecca's simps. No, don't go. I can't live out Rebecca. What are you doing? And Lil Billy is like crying, saying, you know, she's risking it all. I gotta help her too. Her desire to help her friends is bigger than her fear. That's what's moving her forward. So she's racing out there. What can she do? I don't know, but she's racing out there to try to help. Again, we got we got some more cat ass shots. Now she's on all fours with her tail and everything. And there's fire enveloping around her. So she's going to jump through that. This is kind of playing with his theme in the circus as the clown. You know, they jump through the rings of fire, don't they? Some of them, anyway. So, fighting away. She's getting attacked. He's throwing swords at her. This reminds me of Piedmon from Digimon. You guys remember in Digimon Adventure when he was throwing the swords? What was it called? Trump Sword? Where he's juggling swords. So, what little clothes she's wearing is slowly getting burned off. And she's trying to make her way to rescue Happy and Pino. And she is able to break them free. And so Happy turns into the Happy Blaster so she can fire away. And we get this awesome pose. Ta, 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 ta. You stupid little girl. Happy Blaster, full burst. And shoots him in the back of his neck, which is the weak spot. And decides to revert back to normal. But just because she has overdrive, he has overdrive form of Zone, while battle dress re-equip, and turns into Nightmare Clown. Yeah, look at that, man. Such cool design. And he captures Rebecca. Also, Happy and Pino. Oh, look at the two of them. Poor little guys. So back over to here, after Shiki defeated Wizard, he is transported away from that dimension, back to where Homura and Brigandine are. Brigandine is like a noble warrior, so he didn't want to fight in an alternate dimension and just wants to fight in the Colosseum. And the same thing, as they continue to fight, we get like a flashback to Brigandine and Valkyrie. Same thing. So all these dark stars have a connection to the shining stars, but their memories were wiped by the evil Ziggy. And again, he brushes that off, saying, I don't need to know memories, I just know Master Ziggy's plans to defeat you. So, Killer uses his dimension thing again and captures Shiki and has him right there, ready to dissect him or some shit. And he's like, oh, your Prince Weiss will save you. We get this, oh, Prince Charming. So Weiss is continuing his way through the corridors when all of a sudden he sees the zombie robot nurses. And as he's shooting them, he's like, oh, they're kind of sexy. Like, what is going on? So he continues his way through the hallway and makes his way to this room where he sees this woman in bed, and it's his mother. So again, they're playing mind games on Weiss, similar to what they did with Shiki, you know, showing Witch and showing his old friend Michael. Now Killer's playing a mind game on Weiss, showing him his dead mother, right? Because Draken Joe drained all of Weiss's mother's ether volumes and volumes ago. And as he's singing, he's like, this is some sick joke. It's not real. It's just a hologram. And as she disappears, we see Killer again. Like, yeah, you humans are so weak from your memories and your emotions. Ha, pathetic. I'm the emo killer. I'll kill you. So Weiss tries firing at him, but, you know, this is his dimension, so he can just make shields whenever he pleases. And so Weiss turns into his Arsenal form. Weiss Cannon! And gets a hit right through his barrier, so trying to take the advantage. But Killer is fighting back. And we get some cool battles. It breaks the Arsenal suit, so Weiss uses overdrive form. Metallic explosion! And as he does that, you see like the grimace on his face, like, yeah, I'm still gonna win. And Weiss makes his way to this room where he sees a woman, again, his mother, in this vat, possibly still alive. You know? And he's like, is this a hologram trick again? And Weiss is hesitant to destroy it because now he's like, fuck, the one I just saw in the bed is definitely a hologram, but seeing this now, is that a hologram? So he doesn't know whether or not it's real, and Killer's mind game is working. And he's like, oh, I'll destroy it myself. You can't do it. That's human weakness. You can never defeat me now. So Weiss decides to protect, is it his mother or is it a hologram? Whatever it is, he decides to protect it and is attacked by Killer. And we get a flashback here to young Weiss and his mother, and he has a black eye who's getting bullied at school because the kid said, oh, you don't have a father. He was just raised by a single mother. And a fun fact, which most people who have read Mashima series know this, Mashima lost both his parents at a young age, so a lot of his stories, the characters don't have families, and they have surrogate families. Like with Fairy Tail, for instance. Like the family is the guild. In Rave Master, need I say more about Haru, right? So that's the thing he's always done. So Weiss decides to protect who he thinks is his mom, and as he's getting shot, Mom, is that really you? Is it indeed? So keep that in mind. So then it shows Clown, who's captured Rebecca, Happy, and Pino. Killer now has Shiki. Well, he thinks. Shiki does break free. But he has Weiss. And then Homero's getting her ass kicked by Brigandine. And she has like her autistic nature. He's strong, mightier than any enemy I've ever fought. I'm honored to hear you say that. Oops, did I say that aloud? I was created to defeat Valkyrie. Now I'll defeat you. So we got Dead End Crow wreaking havoc again. And Holy determined to finish him off. The other members on the Eden Zero trying to, distract him. There's a three-way front here. We have the Eden Zero ship, the smaller ships with Clean, Laguna, and Jin, the mech with Holy in it, and now we have Lobelia running off to thinking that she could help somehow by getting into a ship of her own. When she approaches it, she's confronted by Killer and Clown. How'd they get here so fast? Do pardon the intrusion. And look at this cover, my goodness, of Sister Ivory. Jesus. So they're there. They're going to kill this little girl. But then Moscow shows up. Moscow! And he's here to save the day. And I guess him and Couch have a thing for each other. He nods to her like, oh, we're saving the day. What are you lightweights doing on our ship, he says. And Moscow, he's threatening to press that button. He's ready. Look how close he was. Don't push that button, you filthy pig. Oink! And Sister and Hermit show up to battle against Clown and Killer. They're counterparts, right? Battle dress, re-equip. So they transform, ready to fight. Then we have the outer space battles against God Eknoella's dragons. These are Elsie's men. More members of the Irrational Space Interstellar. That's, what was his name? Justice, Eraser, Feather, and Cure. Stay tuned for him later on. My goodness. So much shit going on. It's crazy, dude. So Elsie's telling Justice, set me free. I got to help you guys. We're all getting our asses kicked. And Shiki's racing down trying to find his friends. He says Pino and Happy are the closest. I'll go get them. He sees another vision of Killer and Hermit sitting together. Hermit looks so cute. And with that, they're ready to do battle. He's like, I'll kill you, Hermit. You stand no chance. I have the superior power of overdrive. And as he's ready to attack, we get this transformation. And Hermit says, so do I. And look at this, dude. Hermit, the lolly android, now turns into the busty android. Look at her. Look at that transformation, dude. Where's a better shot? Yeah, there she is. The lolly android now to the big busty android with longer hair. So, goddamn. So that's the end. So yeah, lots of good stuff going on. Next time, volume 23, we're going to get chapter 200, which has so many reveals. I can't wait to talk about that. But overall, I very much enjoyed it. Loved the new character designs and all that. The mind games going on with Weiss and his mother. The flashbacks of how the Dark Stars and Shining Stars have some sort of connection with one another. And then at the end here, seeing my girl Hermit get a transformation. So, good stuff. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And stay tuned for more videos coming soon. Everybody have a great day.